much, Matt. This week's rash of restaurant raids getting a lot of play on our WKBW News app. While the 4 restaurants in question remain closed tonight, there are growing cries of support for the illegal aliens swept up in the bust. Community groups rallied outside Don Tequila on Allen Street, and that is where we find 7 Eyewitness News reporter Sierra Johnson tonight. Sierra, what's the latest?
Ashley, that rally was held this morning right here in front of Don Tequila. The weather was exactly like it is now, cold and rainy, but it didn't stop people from coming out to talk about the men and women gathered in Tuesday's raids and how they're members of the community worth fighting for.
God's plan is not to deport anyone. God's plan is to see the goodness in us all.
Standing in front of the now closed Don Tequila on Allen, a dozen community activists and religious leaders gathered to support the people they consider one of them.
This is an issue that affects everyone in the community, and we should all be united in trying to help them get back home to their families.
Homeland Security agents and immigration officers raided Don Tequila and 3 other restaurants on Tuesday, taking 2 restaurant managers and several undocumented workers into custody. A federal judge agreed to release 2 of the workers yesterday, but 2 others remain in federal custody.
We didn't forget him, we love him.
Patricia has worked as a bartender at the Allen Street restaurant for the past 4 years. She said her heart broke as she watched colleagues whom she considered family handcuffed and placed into custody.
It's heartbreaking. As you can imagine, it's absolutely heartbreaking.
We are trying to get ICE to agree to first release these individuals back to their families. They have children to support, they have lives to lead, and so they should be able to do that while this process unfolds.
UB law professor Nicole Hallett says she and her students are developing a campaign to urge Senators Gillibrand and Schumer and Congressman Higgins to grant those detained clemency. Hallett says by deporting these low-wage workers, many she believes have no criminal record, ICE agents would be punishing them twice.
And you can see this poster was put up in support of the workers that were detained, signed by community members and those who love this restaurant. This restaurant, though, remains closed until further notice, as does 2 others. But the Kenmore location, La Divina grocery store and restaurant, is slated to open tomorrow, which is Friday, at 11. I'm live on Allen Street. Sierra Johnson, 7 Eyewitness News.